If you find yourself, all of a sudden, in the role of an organization designer, don't panic. We'll show you the basics of how to design any organization in the next few minutes. But first, what counts as an organization? An organization is just a group of people trying to accomplish a goal. These are all organizations. I am sure you can think of many, many more. Arranging how a group's members work to achieve the group's goal is organization design. I am sure you have heard about how complex designing an organization is with terms like structure, process, incentives, reporting, dotted lines, etc. But actually, organization design, at its core, is just about answering 5 questions. Not 4, not 6, just 5. First, given the group's goals, what needs to be done? This is called task division. Second, who does which task in the group? Who does what? This is called task allocation. Third, who needs to talk to whom in order to stay coordinated? This is called information provision. Fourth, how do we divide up the value created if the group achieves its goals? Who gets what? And finally, fifth, how do disputes and problems arising from imperfect answers to the first 4 questions get resolved? This is exception management. An organization's design is the set of answers to these 5 questions. What needs to be done? Who does what? Who talks to whom? Who gets what? How do disputes and problems get resolved? That's it. But wait. Can it be that simple? What about all the jargon about structure, process, incentives, reporting, matrix, etc.? Don't worry, we'll show you how to make sense of all that complexity with just these 5 basic questions step by step. Let's first look at an example. Let's consider a group of friends trying to organize a party, for the fun of it, and perhaps to gain a reputation for being cool people. That's a group with a goal, which makes it an organization. Let's consider how we would go about designing this little organization by answering the 5 questions. First, what needs to be done for a party? Arranging food, drinks, entertainment, and the invitations. That's task division. Second, who does what? We can allocate tasks to people by placing a tick in the appropriate place in a table in which the people are the rows, and the tasks are the columns. This might be on the basis of who is good at something, or who is interested in doing something. That's task allocation done. Third, we can see that given the task allocation, it's important that John and Brian need to talk to each other to coordinate their work on getting the food prepared. In the same way, we can see that Brian and Carla need to talk too, because both are involved with the drinks. But some tasks are also likely to depend on each other. The food and the entertainment should probably match too. One can't have a sit-down dinner at a dance party. So John and Carla should be talking to each other too. This structure of interaction is our answer to the question of who talks to whom, that is, information provision. Fourth, the value created from this party is just fun and a reputation for being good hosts that all the friends will probably share equally. But imagine if this were an event management company. Then the fees that clients paid would have to be split up among the team members in some way. That would be the answer to who gets what, that is, reward provision. Fifth and finally, how should disagreements and problems be resolved? For instance, if John and Brian can't agree on the menu, what happens next? Friends would probably resolve it peer-to-peer, through some kind of consensus. But in an event management company, the CEO, who might be Carla, would have the final say. This is how disputes would be resolved, that is, through exception management. That's it. We have completed designing this small organization with its simple goal, to organize a party. Of course, we can refine this design by changing our answers to any of the questions. For instance, you might decide John and Brian don't get along, so let's give Brian sole charge of the food. Or sending out the invitations is too much hassle, you might outsource that to somebody and pay them a small fee. Remember, there can be a wide variety of answers, and in larger organizations, the answers get more complicated. Task division is often shown using value chains and workflow diagrams, and task allocation is captured in roles and responsibilities. Structure, which is really short for structure of interaction, captures patterns of communication, Incentives are designed to reward and motivate people, and reporting structures and accountability spell out the process of exception management. But it's always the same 5 basic questions that you need to answer. Why don't you give the org blueprint a try now? Try to design another small organization.